Hey, what's up guys? It's Movie Buff Beth and I'm back again with another video. Today it's going to be a Dollar Tree / Dollar General haul. It's been a minute since we've shown you some Dollar Tree pickups in their own separate video, so I thought I would do that today. And then we also went into Dollar General, which we don't do quite as often. Found a couple things there, and so I thought I'd show them in this video as well. So we will start with a couple of things that I found at Dollar General. They had a pretty decent selection, but pretty much all of the Blu-rays we already owned. We found a couple, but didn't find too much that we didn't already own. And the DVDs are not quite as cheap at Dollar General as they are at Dollar Tree, obviously, so not quite as willing to pick them up at the price point that they are, but I did find a couple that looked interesting. And the first one is called A Place in Hell. As you can see, this was $2.95. It says it's inspired by a real serial killer. Just looked like a really interesting film, so I decided to give this one a try. Probably won't be great, but hey, $3 isn't too expensive to spend on a movie like this. It's funny, this mentality of shopping at Dollar Tree so often almost makes it seem like $3 is expensive, but that is relatively cheap for a movie, so looking forward to this one. Next one we got is called Alter. Don't know anything about what this one is about, but it looks like a scary movie, and it stars the great Matthew Modine, who I like a lot and always try to pick up his movies, so we'll have to see how this one is. If you guys have seen any of these, please let me know in the comments below. And like I said, we did find a couple of Blu-rays at Dollar General. The first one is The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2. $5 is a little bit more than I would normally spend on just a catalog release on Dollar General, but I don't see this one hardly ever. I honestly didn't even know that this was on Blu-ray. The first film actually isn't on Blu-ray, which is surprising and a little disappointing because that one's definitely the better of the two. I saw this probably when I was in high school at some point. Don't remember loving it, but I will probably revisit it at some point in the future, so yeah. And the other Blu-ray we picked up, this is probably not one that I would normally grab, but it was only $1, and for that I kind of just had to grab it, and that is Made in America. This is kind of like a backstage behind-the-scenes music film directed by Ron Howard, so probably not great, but something that I'll check out at some point probably. So those are the few things that we picked up at Dollar General. Now I will go into what we picked up at Dollar Tree. Firstly, I picked up a few books. I will occasionally look through their book selection and see if they have anything good. It's very hit or miss, but sometimes you can find some interesting looking books there. The first one is called Otherhood. The reason I picked this one is because it says that it's now a Netflix film. I'm really into the Netflix original films, and somehow I had not heard of this one, Otherhood. This book was originally published under the title Whatever Makes You Happy, but then it was turned into a Netflix film called Otherhood, so they reprinted it with that title. The film stars Angela Bassett, Felicity Huffman, and Patricia Arquette, so bought the book, added the movie to my Netflix watch list, so pretty cool there. All three of these books are actually movie related. The next one is called The Leisure Seeker. This is actually a movie that I picked up at Dollar Tree a few months ago, which is pretty funny. The movie looks really interesting, so happy to pick up the book as a companion to it. And then this next one is actually a movie I just added to my watch list based on a recommendation from a friend, and that is A Private War. A movie that I've wanted to see for a while, and now I have the book as well, so I am always drawn to picking up these movie cover or movie related books, so can't go wrong for $1. And now we will dive into the DVDs and Blu-rays that I picked up at Dollar Tree. Starting with the DVDs, first one is called The Toy Box. As always, I'm willing to pick up pretty much anything that looks like it's horror at the Dollar Tree, so this one I had to grab based on the cover alone. It's got Denise Richards in it, so who knows, it could be decent. We will see. You definitely don't go to Dollar Tree expecting quality films all the time. In fact, a lot of them are really stupid, but just fun to collect. Next one is Frankenstein vs. the Mummy. This one looks pretty ridiculous, put out by RLJ Entertainment, but we'll check it out at some point. This one actually looks like a lot of fun. This one is called Anne. It says dolls can be deadly. Gotta love a good killer doll film, so this one could definitely be fun. Then we have Curse of the Phoenix, another one I picked up based on the cover alone. Pretty much all of these DVDs, I think that's the reason I picked them up. This next one looked really familiar to me. In fact, I had to check our collection to make sure we didn't already own it, and I'm not totally sure why it looks so familiar to me, but it's definitely one I've heard of before, and it's called Ratter. This one, I feel like I've heard good things about it before, or I've at least heard about it before, so definitely intrigued by this one. This one does not look to be horror, but I picked it up based on the cast, and that is The Operative. Has Diane Kruger and Martin Freeman, so could be interesting. Another horror title here, and that is American Nightmares. It stars Danny Trejo, so you know it's going to be a cinematic masterpiece pretty much. You also got Vivica A. Fox, Jay Moore. I don't know, looks like fun. And then we have Home Sweet Home. On the front there it says Home Invasion Horror gets a new twist. We will see. And this one I picked up because I really like Charlotte Rampling, and that's called The Sea. Looks like it could be a pretty decent watch, actually. And then a BBC horror film, that is Save Our Skins. Been seeing a lot more of these BBC titles at the Dollar Tree lately. This next one I believe is a documentary, and it's called Ronaldo. The reason I was drawn into this one is it says it's from the makers of Amy. That's a documentary I really like about Amy Winehouse, so was happy to add this one to the collection for that reason. And the last DVD that I picked up is called The Body Tree. Another totally random horror film. And I will end with the Blu-rays that we found at Dollar Tree. They were a little fewer and farther between this time, mostly because we already owned a bunch of the titles that were available this time. So yeah, not quite as many as we usually get, but still we found some titles. So one Blu-ray is better than no Blu-rays, honestly, and we have 5 here, so not too bad. First one is called The Wannabe. Definitely seen this one around before, but had never heard much about it or picked it up. You got Patricia Arquette in it, so could be good for that reason alone, but yeah, The Wannabe. This one looks like a family-friendly film, if you will. It's got the Dove Family Approved stamp on the front, and that is Me Again. Definitely one that I'd probably only pick up for $1. And then we have a BBC miniseries. You really can't go wrong with a miniseries for $1, and that is Outcasts. Don't know anything about this one, but again, a miniseries for $1. Pretty awesome. This one I could have sworn we owned. The cover is just so familiar to me, but we don't have it in the collection, and I'm really surprised we don't with this cast, and that is Wild Horses. You got Robert Duvall, James Franco, and Josh Hartnett, so really solid cast. It looks like it could be a pretty interesting one. And the last thing that we picked up at Dollar Tree this round is Hard Target 2. Pretty awesome. This came with a slipcover. Definitely need to add the original film into the collection at some point, but for $1 you can't go wrong. You got Scott Adkins. It could be fun. We will see. Alright guys, so that is everything that I picked up at both Dollar General and Dollar Tree the last month or so. Pretty excited about these pickups. We found some decent stuff. Not as much as we found in the past, but you know, we're slowly burning through pretty much everything that they have available, and we already own so much, so it's amazing that we are even able to find anything. So happy with what we found. Did you guys find anything good this last month at Dollar General or Dollar Tree? Let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear it. Thanks for your guys' support as always. We really do appreciate it. If you like our content, if you like physical media and hearing about our collection and what we're watching, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. We're uploading content really regularly, so make sure you hit the bell to get notifications when a new video is up, and also give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Again, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you guys on the next one.